in vibrational healing, one of the things we have to look at is that everything in the universe is composed of vibration. Everything is in motion, and everything has a frequency. We are all made up of particles that are moving and vibrating. The whole universe is a manifestation of vibration. And then when vibrations slow down or speed up, you get different density levels. You get different states of existence, or various states of existence, what we call states of consciousness. And when we learn how to tap into the variations of frequencies of consciousness, of thought, of spirit, of focus, we get a chance to tap into power and energy that is normally not accessible to those who are not aware that they are living inside of a moving vibratory universe. That's the first thing we have to come to grips with. Our ancestors, our ancient African ancestors, our indigenous ancestors, our ancient ancestor known as Tahuti or Jehudi, wrote down the 7 laws of the universe. And that one of those laws is not just that everything is vibrating, but if you shift the frequency, or you shift the speed of vibration, if you change the frequency of a vibration, you can change the actual physical state of matter. This is what most of the world knows in alchemy as the 7 laws of the universe, the laws and teachings of Hermes Trismegistus. Of course, we know if you study the language, Hermes is an ancient Kemetic word, is a Nubic word, and it deals with enlightenment. Her deals with a form of light, a form of elevation, and Mes means to be born of. So to be born of light, it is an ancient Kemetic word that survives in the breakdown of Greek languages. So getting into the main part of the law that our ancestors taught us, Jehudi taught us, is that when you shift the frequency, when you change the rate at which something vibrates, you can change its physical composition. You can change its state and matter. This is very important for us as Africans right now, because when we look at television, when we look at the streets, when we look at the behaviors, when we listen to the music, all the things that are shaping our environment, that is making our environment, is causing the body to work against itself. And on the contrary, we as Africans, we as indigenous people around the world, here in this land, as even the Native American people that we are here in this land, original indigenous, we used our sound to actually heal our sicknesses and to get over many of the ailments or the shifts in nature that the body goes through. Even when you look into the Bible, if you look into the scriptures, and the book of Kings, David, I think, yes, it's the book of Kings, you can check. But if you check the story of David, you'll find that David actually used music to banish evil forces, negative spirits, negative energy from King Saul, and saved his life by just merely playing his sounds. He was able to actually chase evil spirits away. So that same science is the science that we are living by today with media, with music. You can see it in the military with military drills. You can hear it in commercials because music helps to produce emotions by the sounds that's being used and the way that the tones are being used. All of this is creating energy inside of us. So when you pair that with bad diet, negative thoughts, negative ideas, and consciousness, you get an impaired immune system. We all know that sound travels through the air and through the organ we call the ear. The ear is the 8th cranial nerve. That 8th cranial nerve is connected to another nerve called the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the wandering nerve of the body, and it runs from the head on down to the toe. And some of its deepest impacts that can be felt in the body is in the stomach. The sound of a screeching blackboard, when somebody takes their nails and go across a blackboard, causes nervous twitches in people that are listening. Even changes the rate of breathing because the pitch has reached the crescendo against the ear's membranes, the cilia, the hair in the air. So sound has these are just examples. Sound has that effect upon us. And we as Africans in this country, indigenous people on this planet, we overcame most of the sicknesses and the infections that has been thrown at us through biological warfare with music. When you take into consideration the amount of psychological bombardment that we have been given as a people, and our creativity to produce a art form that has become a universal power, hip-hop, healing information projections that help oppressed people, help our people. You're looking at the potential to actually shift the so-called human race from a low vibration to a high one. We're talking about a music that originally intended to unify children and help them in the streets of America and around the world. So right now, we have some very interesting things going on, and I know that the brethren have been watching it, and the sisters have been watching it, and that you have a three-way to four-way attack on the black community and the world community. And I'm going to specify these three-way attacks. One, you have a biological weapon being thrown at the black population of the world, and right now West Africa is being completely quarantined and kept from communication and travel around the world. And if you see some of the scenes that's on television, it's almost as if they're spraying our people like insects. And I've seen it. And if you've been paying attention to the visuals, you can see, and at the same time also people are rising up fighting against the clinics. And I'll connect the vibrational science to that in just a second. Then we have the next attack, which is coming directly, which is coming in the forms of violence by authorities and so-called authorities. Okay, and then you have another attack that's coming through the music. And the setup that the FBI, CIA, if you're really watching the music, is that they're demonizing black children. They're using the actual hip-hop, the so-called rap music, and I say so-called because a lot of it's being perpetrated. They're using the behavior modification and influence of music to create an image of the black race to cast it to the world. And at the same time, they're going to use that as a vehicle also to try to justify police brutality among our people, which gives the world the image that they have the green light to kill without true cause. So you got the music attack, because if we got music that's creating anger, you got music that's producing a suppressed immune system. You got the direct attack coming physically, and then you got media. Media is now also pushing the agenda of murder all over the planet. Every show, every song, everything that's coming out is producing and pushing the idea of murdering to young people. This is population control via entertainment. Entering, grabbing control, and having a grip on the mind or the consciousness of people. So right now, one of the main things we can do as a people is begin to change the vibrations of the sounds we have in our homes, the conversations we have with each other, that we start producing music that actually is going to create clarity and is going to boost the immune system. Playing instruments and doing dance actually boosts the immune system and increases oxygen in the blood that helps fight pathogens. These are some of the ancient arts that now scientists have done biochemically, have studied, and have found are working to actually help people overcome microbes and infections. So, these are some of the things I'm putting out there, and since we're out there in the cyber world, my people, and for the people of this planet, you have to change your music. You got to start dancing again also. That's going to help increase oxygen in your blood to fight against sickness. Also, to help overcome the conscious, and let me make this very clear, we got to go beyond being conscious now. Conscious is a damn game. We have to go subconscious. Music helps to bypass the conscious programming and helps to free the subconscious mind, which is where the God and Goddess live. So we got to get into the dancing. The music that's being put out right now is training children to kill each other. That's a setup. That's CC and the CIA. Because now courts are also accepting music and lyrics of artists that are violent. They're taking their lyrics and using that as a game, as an attack against them. So artists, if you're out there and you're listening in the area, please begin to shift your lyrics, because they will use these lyrics in court against you. And it's already happened to a couple of artists already. Now, I don't think I really need to start naming names. You can go look at them yourself. So this is where we are. So to really crash course it for the family out there, shift the music and get into dance music again. Also get into tranquility music, learning how to not only speed up the blood but also to slow down the bloodstream, because your oxygenation is going to help break down pathogens. On the dietary level, we have to start getting with the diet, all of us. We got to start learning how to clean out the system and keep that system booted up and at high ranges. Hydrogen peroxide treatment, food-grade hydrogen peroxide, get it. Sea moss, get into it. Get into your gingers, because the fire element helps, again, to get blood circulation and respiration going. Do also aromatherapy and vapor therapy. Help to clean out your lungs and your respiratory tract, because many of our infections come by way of our blood and our nutrition, the things we drink, eat, and the air we breathe. That is the source of all our health and our power.
We've only just yes, indeed.